So for today's episode we have a very simple plan. Since we are kicked out of the cup competitions, the league is our only focus left. So today we will play in the league Sporting Lisbon and Penafiel, and we will have a look at the annual youth intake at Lusitania La Rosa. Hey guys, my name is Jochen and welcome to part 22 of Iberian Sun, a football manager adventure played on Google Stadia. If you like the series so far, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more football manager content. Since you were last here, which was the awesome draw against Benfica, if you haven't seen that in the last episode, go back and watch it. It was awesome. Since then we had two kinds of games. We had the February games and we had the March games. All the games, as you can see in February, we have won them. Although it was not against the biggest of opponents, you might say, although Boa Vista was one of them. The March games, however, not so much. We have lost against Vitória Guimarães. If you look at the match stats, we can argue about this. I mean, dreadful game to be at. More dreadful though, the 2-0 loss at home against Maritimo. Match stats wise, same story, maybe a draw was more just here, but our defenders made a lot of mistakes which literally led to the 2 goals that Maritimo made, and our strikers or the other attacking minded players in our team couldn't make anything happen. So 2 losses in a row. Today, however, we will try and redeem ourselves, hopefully against Sporting Lisbon, although we are away and Sporting are a pretty good team, so I'm not sure if we're going to succeed in just that. After that we will also do the home game in the league against the good friends at Penafiel who came with us to the Premier League. Before we head into the first game, let's have a quick look at the league table. We are still massively overachieving in 5th position, 10 points behind Sporting though, so safe to say we won't reach the top 4, as if that was ever the intention in our first season. Penafiel have climbed up the ladder a little bit because they were really in the danger zone, but as you can see, it is still only like 6 points between last placed Moreirense and Tondela, who are in 11th place. Also, up until the last episode, I am pretty sure there were only 4 teams colored in green, which are of course the European spots. Now there are 6 of them. 6 of us, I should say, because we are included. And I'm not really sure what the rules are, but I think it depends on the cup competitions, who wins and who doesn't. So I think we'll just have to wait and see, but at this point we are virtually placed to play in Europe. For the first game of today, away against Sporting Lisbon, we have one suspendee, Oscar Mingueza, once again collected too many yellow cards, and can join us on the trip to Lisbon. Also, Jorginho is injured and he will be for another 3 weeks, and Daniel Borges is away on international under-19s duty. Medaglia is getting his match fitness back because he just came out of an injury, so he will be joining us on the bench. The squad to face Sporting Lisbon: Centurion in goal, Andre João Pinto Knight and Alex Pinto as our back 4, Tavares and Gilmore in midfield, Torres and Balde on the wings, striker duo Frank Correa as a target man, and Pietro Pilegri as our complete forward. If we have a look at the Sporting squad, this is mainly this guy again, Raja Nainggolan, who stands out for me, since he's also a Belgian. I think as far as like famous players or anything goes, that is basically the only one. So let's go to our dressing room. Remind the players there's no real pressure. I totally agree. I am only not sure, that's what I thought, what that comment is going to give us. So only Alex Pinto is motivated to start this game. Awesome stuff. First highlight of the game after 7 minutes. It is a corner kick with Billy G. Swings it in and... Are we up? No. Oh, offside. Probably. Hope we get a replay. There it is. So it gets headed by Frank Correa, and for the love of humanity, Where's the player on the far post? Then it would have been a goal. Second highlight, a corner kick from Sporting but gets headed away. Nainggolan chases the ball and finally gets to it. Puts it back to his teammate, Sebastian Coates now. Barbona. Misic, there he is, Nainggolan. Ooh, was that a back heel? Oh, come on. Man, we are giving away a lot of penalties these days. Please don't let it be Raja. He was number 9, I think. So there we go. El Neni, if I see that correctly. And scores the penalty. We are 1-0 down after 26 minutes from a penalty. Not the nicest way to concede a goal, but okay. Once this is done, let's skip it and let's shout, show some passion, please. Next highlight, free kick for Sporting Lisbon, and wow, that's an awful coverage, for the love of humanity. Andras Sporar, 13th goal of the season, assist by Jorge Sanchez from the free kick from the back. Look at this, I mean, coverage, anyone? Sweet lord. 2 guys, Knight and I think Joao Pinto. That was bad coverage, guys, I have to be honest. Let's maybe wait for this highlight before we do our next shout. Tavares now with the ball to Thiago Andre, to Torres. Billy Gilmore, awesome ball to Elvis. Can he get a cross in or put it back to Alex Pinto? There he is. Gilmore again, back to Pinto, crosses it, and Pellegrini heads it right into the hands of Jurado, the Sporting goalkeeper. The highlight continues. That's a bad goal kick, but luckily for us, Alex Pinto is able to reach it. Puts it back to Gilmore. Awesome ball, Frank Correa, bye-bye. Wow, 8th goal of the season, assist by Billy G, who of course will once again have an awesome average rating, and he will be player of the year in Portugal. I can feel it in my bones. Look at this pass, wow. Maybe not the best defending, I'll give him that, but Frank Correa does what he does best and scores a goal. We are 2-1 down still, but I am kind of hopeful. Let's do the show some passion shout again. And that reaches half time. Sporting 2, La Rosa 1. Let's hit the dressing room. Tell the boys they did well. I agree actually, although we are still 1 goal down, but should be okay. Let's do our first shout. Let's ask them to get creative. Why is Balde frustrated? Why? My god. Let's have a look for a substitution because not a single highlight has appeared in the second half. Let's take off. Let's take Balde off since he is anxious and frustrated and whatnot. Let's get Tevez on. And maybe let's also build up some match fitness for Midaglia. So we are substituting our entire right flank. Show some passion, please. Let's go to attacking since we literally don't have anything to lose. We are not dominating the game, but we have more shots and possibly, okay, if they had scored that would be game over. Centurion now with the ball. Hopefully the highlight keeps rolling. Whoa, throws it Peter Schmeichel style to Tevez and he has some room. Not the best shot. Let's maybe have our final substitution also. Pellegrini is really having a bad game, so I will swap him for Fredriksson. But I think too little, too late. The game is probably over. There we go. Sporting 2, La Rosa 1. We fought, but we lost. Shots-wise, better team. Shots on target, better team. Possession, of course, better team. Yet we have lost 2-1. Let's go to the dressing room. This is such an awkward thing to say when you've lost a game. So I am just going to maybe this one. Ooh, a lot of delight going on here. Now a couple of in-betweenies before we head into the second game. First of all, I did ask the board to start building a new stadium. And what do you know? They have agreed without any hesitation. They said, okay, let's do it. So now we have an 8,000 all-seater stadium, and we will have that until June next season. So the entirety of next season we will still have this stadium to play in. But then, starting June 2023, we will have not an 8,000 all-seater stadium, but a 21,402 all-seater stadium. So I'm guessing La Rosa's future, either way, is starting to look brighter and brighter. Now let's also have a look at the guys whose contract is running out this summer. Bonani, I mentioned him in the last episode. I'm not going to renew his contract. I love him as a player, but he is simply not good enough to be our starting left winger, and I can't really do it to him to keep him as a backup who will probably never play. I'm not that kind of guy, so we will let him go. Also leaving us this summer are Vitinha, Ivanilson and Medaglia, because they are simply not good enough. Medaglia, same story as Bonani. I love him, he has been great for us, but he is simply not good for the level that I want the club to be at this point. The only two guys I am doubting about are Tevez, our right winger, and João Pinto, one of our central defenders. So I know that João Pinto, I hoped he would be better at this point. I know he has a potential still of a possible 4.5 stars. And he is wanted by Blackburn, for example. So that gives me another indication of how good he can be or can get. So I'm thinking to really renew his contract, but I'm not sure yet. Also, same story basically with Mauricio Tevez. Although I think this is also a little bit a Bonani story, because I don't think he is now under a regular starter contract. And I think he'll probably want that again if I offer him a new contract. And I simply think he is not good enough to be our starting right winger for the Portuguese Premier League. So, just so you know, those guys I am still doubting about. Our goalkeeper Centurion received a new contract by now. So he will be here until 2025 as our first choice goalkeeper. Now, one of the more fun parts in every Football Manager save in the history, the annual youth intake. Now, the not so fun part of this particular intake is that the best prospect is once again a goalkeeper, just as the first youth intake we had, with Rui Patricio being the top prospect by far. This is a copy of Rui Patricio if I do the comparison. Let me just find him. There he is. Look at this. So Fabio Raimundo is 16 years old. Patricio is by now 18 years old, of course. They both have a 1.5 star current ability. They both have a 4-star potential ability. Exciting young prospect on both sides. Even their pros and cons are pretty similar. So what I want to say is, if there was one thing that I didn't need in the youth intake, was another goalkeeper. Thank you, Football Manager. Because as far as the other players go, I really don't see any real potential here, guys. I mean, Thiago Arroyo, 3-star max potential. I think I will simply only sign this goalkeeper, to be honest, and I'd rather scout for some young players who got denied eventually by their original club. They will probably be better than these guys. So, just so you saw the youth intake, once again, we have a potential star goalkeeper, and that is about it. And now, one last but very important thing that I want to mention. This is a journeyman save. So we started out with La Rosa. It went really well up to this point, and to be honest, there are only 2 clubs in Portugal where I would leave La Rosa for, being Porto and of course also Benfica. Well, guess what? I have been applying for the Porto job since they have sacked their manager. They are in 3rd position. Apparently, that's really bad. Okay. They sacked Didier Deschamps, the ex-French international, and I applied for the job. I went on the interview. So far, everything is going okay, I guess. And now I am waiting for some feedback. So in other words, the Pinafil game could very well be my last game as a manager of Lusitania La Rosa. I know it's maybe a bit unexpected since I just had the new stadium arranged and whatnot. But like I said, it is a journeyman save, and Porto and or Benfica, just seem a logical next step in my career. I am pretty sure I can take La Rosa a little bit further than this, but I am also convinced that Porto has a lot of money, has a lot of wonder kids each year, and they're always playing European football. So a lot of money comes in. Also, money comes in by selling wonder kits that you don't even need, since there are so many. Benfica has the same story. So I think it is a just move if this deal goes through to have Porto as my next club. Enough with the in-betweeny stuff, let's move on to our next game, the home game in the league against good friends Penafiel. We still have an injury in the form of Jorginho. He will be back in a couple of days, so probably for the next games he will be okay to play. I think that's about it, to be honest. Yep, everyone else is back. So the team to face Penafiel: Centurion in goal, Andre Mingueza, Knight and Alex Pinto as our back four, Borges back from international duty, and Gilmore in midfield, Torres and Tevez on the wings, and Fredrickson as a target man, alongside complete forward Pellegrini. So I just checked, and Penafiel have won their last 2 games, and we have lost our last 3 games. So I think this is the perfect moment to get our mojo back and to kick some Penafiel butt. Encourage the players, don't mind if I do, Marco. There we go, and team talk, kickoff game. First highlight of the game, a throw-in for Penafiel. And why is that guy, Ronaldo is his name also? Why is he all alone on the left-hand side? Ludovic with the ball falls to Alan Schontz. Andrada, there's another guy on the left-hand side going all alone. Knight intercepts the ball and maybe yes, good steal by Fredrickson. Can he finish it? He sure can. Awesome goal, Nikolai Fredrickson, 6th goal of the season. Do the cartwheel, my man, you deserve it. No assist because it was a complete one-man action. The defender is not looking good, I'll give him that, but good steal and just kept his cool and awesome finish. We are 1-0 up after almost 5 minutes. New highlight to start all the way from the back at Centurion. Passes it to Borges, to Gilmore, and back to Borges. Nice triangle also with Centurion. Gets it to Thiago Andre, and Torres now with some room on the left flank. That's an awesome ball to Fredrickson. Can he do it again? That was a weak shot. Sweet lord. Almost half an hour into play, and there's our new highlight. Gilmore, and someone gets clattered, and we have won, I think, a penalty. Yes, sir. Billy G himself from the spot. Come on, Billy. Do your thing. Ooh, damn. The keeper saves it. Missed penalty for Billy G. That's a first. We didn't get a lot of penalties, I think, this season, but still, he hasn't missed one. Tevez crosses it but gets kicked away, and now Naranjo, and the highlight ends. We are almost at halftime, and I think, nope, there we go, new highlight, free kick for Penafiel, swings it in, good ball by Mingueza by heading it away, falls to Torres. Fredrickson should start the afterburners but still waits, and Torres, that's basically on Fredrickson. He should have done better. Okay, we are at halftime. We are 1-0 up. Let's go to the dressing room. Encourage the players. Alrighty, start second half. Maybe give our first praise since we are 1-0 up. Ooh, highlight already started. Corner kick and gets headed over the bar. Let's keep an eye out for fitness levels. New highlight, a throw-in with Thiago Andre. Falls to Fredrickson. Pellegrini with the header and just wide of the far post. We are the better team, although it is not that convincing as I would have hoped. But okay, no need to panic. Gilmore now with a good ball to Thiago Andre. Can he get a cross in? Put it back to Torres. Pellegrini, come on, man. He's such a good header, and yet he doesn't score a lot with his beautiful head. Ooh, another mistake, and I thought he was going to wait, hold the phone. Enzo Zidane. On loan from Almeria? Okay, whew. I thought it was a son of Zizou. Never mind. New highlight, a deep ball gets picked up by Luque, a Pinafil defender, all the way back to their goalkeeper. Guillermo Nunez now, ball in midfield. Andrada and Tevez intercepts it. Now let's hope for a build-up from the back, from all the way back as far as Knight is concerned. Centurion to Mingueza, to Borges. Billy G. That is an awesome ball to Fredriksson, and can he finish it? No, he cannot. I think although we have a very clinical striker in Pellegrini, we might need a real poacher. Pause game, please. Make substitution. I am going to take Billy G off for Dodi. Let's have a look at the other fitness levels. Maybe also Medaglia. There we go. Double substitution in the 73rd minute almost. Why not? Let's maybe give them a praise bomb because we are still up and we have 10 minutes left. Maybe do our final substitution also. Tevez is coming off for Raposo on the right hand side. There we go. 5 and something minutes left. And whoa. And I can't sub him, of course. Yes, sir. How are we going to solve this? Can Torres play left back? Well, I am going to do it like this though. Mingueza can play left back, but who can play center back? Borges? Dodi? Doesn't really matter. So I am going to do this. Sorry, Torres, you're going to be our left wing back. There is nothing more I can do, really. Confirm changes and play the game. A couple of minutes, 5 minutes of extra time. Ooh, swinging free kick with Dodi and gets headed away. And why is no one there? For the love of God. Ronaldo speeds past everyone. Oh, please don't score. Please don't score. Not you, Henriquez. Oh. Wow. Well, it's not getting Football Manager, but it is kind of close though. I mean, a minute after my last substitution, we get an injury, and then we get this. And Centurion is not looking that good, to be honest. Okay, we are 1-1, and I think the game is over. Yep, there we go. We should have won. Possession-wise, we should have done a lot better against a team like Pinafil. And I think I will be hard because you were not good enough. There we go. Okay, at least that got him fired up. Let's go continue. Okay, false alarm. We are not going to Porto. Luis Enrique has been appointed as the new manager. I think he managed Spain, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. In 2020, he got sacked. He was without a club for 2 years, which seems quite odd for him. And I can totally imagine Porto taking him over me. So, unless any spectacular offers come in this summer, we will probably, at least for one more season, be the manager of Lusitania La Rosa. Now, as I mentioned in the previous episode, we are coming back to play the final 2 league games of this season. Both are at home and we are facing Portimonense and, you guessed it, oh irony, Porto. So guys, that was it for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, please leave me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more Football Manager content. We have one more episode to go before we already finish our first season in the Premier League in Portugal. Thank you for watching and I will see you very soon.